Good morning, DWR Randomizer, and welcome to some Week 5 action in the 2023 Dragon Warrior Randomizer Winter League. Today, we got some Group 2 action with Nimanva, betastrep, Thilotilo, and BobPineapple, all secured in the playoffs, but going for some seeding. Hey, everybody, I'm DK9146. Alongside me in the booth today is going to be Stags28. Stags, how you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you. Looking forward to some Advanced Standard Plus racing.
Absolutely, and we've seen some great races so far this week. Some longer ones as the flag sets get a little harder, but still some very tight finishes across the board. It's been exciting so far this week.
I'm definitely excited for this one. We have 4 very, very good runners. We're starting with varied levels of strength. This could be fun.
Yeah, and if you look at the names here, the group has gone with a little bit of fun here. We got Bob, exclamation point for Bob, Thilotilo with his standard 6. We got betastrep with the flute. I appreciate that, Beta. And Nimanva is Duck.
Well, we know who's coming in 4th now, at least.
I'm kind of glad that they all went with names. I've got one picked out as well. So here we go. We got the runners starting here. They'll get their message from the king here, and we'll see if these 2 items can help them out. 9 strength, could be worse. No spells to start, though.
We do start with wings in the throne room. That's very exciting for them.
Absolutely. Wings will allow them to keep their key. We'll see who opts to do what, as we do have a couple alternating builds. So 2 of our runners at 7 strength, the other 2 at 9. They all stay out in the overall.
Looks like Bob forgot to use the wings.
Uh-oh. Maybe Bob's trying to go for hard mode here. Doesn't feel that the wings are a viable strategy and wants to get keys the old-fashioned way. Well, Bob is successful in taking down a ghost to get our first kill. We do see that Beta is also looking at a ghost, but only has 7 strength versus Bob's 9 with that separate flake set or build they have. We did see a cave to the northeast here, at least on one of the runner screens. No one walking up there. Yeah, you can see it at the top right of Beta's screen right now.
Well, the extra strength has definitely helped Bob. He made it to level 2.
Yeah, level 2 gave him a +1 there as far as strength goes, but it did come with sleep. Sleep could be very nice at being able to damage race something like maybe a magician. Yeah, note in chat about the various builds, and yeah, everybody in this is already guaranteed playoffs. Looks like they're kind of going for memes here with various full names instead of one-letter characters here.
So Nim was able to go into the treasury. Looks like he got a key to go with some gold, so he is stocked up now.
Yeah, absolutely nice. No treasure guards yet. No alternate chests up here, but we are going to get a look at the basement in a moment.
Looks like mountain.
Absolutely, and we do have stair shuffle and alternate chest locations on, so 3 sets of stairs in here could lead anywhere, including multiple Sharlock floors. We'll see if either of the 2 chest locations are populated as he's kind of walking through.
Does not check the stair right there.
Yeah, seems set on maybe, looks like this top zone isn't exactly scary, so set on trying to check this other chest, although in this flag set, we do have treasure guards on, so anything of note that would be beneficial to the runners will be blocked by a treasure guard, and that includes the Heartstones token, armor, and sword.
I have seen it a little bit this week. The treasure guards do not apply in the throne room.
No, absolutely. It's your one freebie chance, so to speak. If there's any of those 5 key items in the throne room specifically, they will get it for free without having to worry. We see Tilo and Beta both going to take a look in here and get the same rewards that we just saw Nim do a few moments ago.
And the fairy water is nice. It's an extra attack that they'll have, especially on the Magidrakes. A great target.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have Nim with that different build up here as well, also out to level 2. Thilotilo gets out to level 2 now here as well with the Magidrake takedown, gets his terrible stats, but the sleep.
Oh, Bob gets level 3 with 13 power.
All right, Bob's pretty much set as far as at least getting out of the intro jail here. Should be able to take on enemies like this Magidrake with no issue now. He should rocket up a couple levels here pretty quickly.
And that cave in the northeast of Start is the Tablet Cave.
And very nice. Tablet has one alternate chest location on the top right. We see Tilo go over, find out there's nothing there, doesn't bother trying to dump down the basement as of yet. All right, Bob got level 4. I missed the stats, but he got the hurt spell. Hurt's very, very nice. Coupled with that sleep especially, can definitely take on some enemies probably a little above his hitting range at this point. And Thilotilo finds out the Golem has sleep and baby breath. Baby breath actually not bad on a Golem versus its punch, but when you're asleep, it doesn't matter.
And Tilo's going to take the opportunity to grind the fairy water and herb. Each trip through there gives you an extra opportunity to load up on the weapon and the healing.
No, agreed. I mean, it's a few moments out of his time. He's going to go top off his keys as well, but he doesn't know that he's a level away from getting a very nice strength bump. That'll basically null the need for the fairy waters at that point. All right, Bob, level 5 now. Picking up another 6 power, 3 agility, 0 hit points, 9 MP. Gets stop spell, outside, and hurt more.
Yeah, getting that really early hurt was great because it opened up the hurt more chance there.
Yeah, so early hurt more should lend to these runners being able to get some experience relatively quickly at this point. It's also going to render most of our treasure guards useless, as they'll be able to just blow them up. A couple hurt more resistant treasure guards out there, but the mass majority will go down to a single one.
And he's wasting no time with metal scorpions right away.
Yeah, absolutely. 31 experience, not too far to level 6. You see he's already 17 away from it, so blowing those guys up, absolutely worthwhile. As he's pressing a little bit of exploration, feeling a little emboldened by that hurt more. Does find a stone man, though, even with the easy Sherlock flag, a little too early for him to be able to run consistently. Oh, Betastrep finds out that metal scorpion has the full wombo, got slept, got DL2'd, he's dead.
Well, that'll be a fun discovery for everyone else.
He walks out, walks 3 steps north, immediately womboed again.
I'm gonna have to take a note of that. That's something to point out later.
Yeah, buddy. Tilo, meanwhile, trying to take on his metal scorpion, gets it to sleep, gets 15 on a hurt. It immediately wakes up, sleeps him. He finds out the pain of the DL2 as well.
And if you're gonna hit him, you He's got to feel it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Bob, I missed what cave he went into, but he is in the U floor of Sharlock. Hurtmore's a green dragon, finds out it has Healmore. He's not going to be able to overcome that Healmore. And if he doesn't get the Healmore, it's going to bite him into death, most likely at 22 HP. So he's kind of he was kind of stuck there.
So hearing in chat that the stairs in Tablet lead to that Sharlock level where Bob ended up.
Very nice. So it's still just a pass-through at that point, but a very dangerous pass-through, as we know. And Bob comes out of Tantegel after taking that death, immediately finds a green dragon about 7 steps north of the castle to the west, and dies again.
Now, green dragons are not potential treasure guards, correct? Outside of Hawks?
I believe that is correct. I think the highest is officially a wizard.
So with the treasure guards on, it's entirely possible to find the coordinates accidentally.
All right, chat confirming that we're still asleep. So treasure guard can be a green dragon for sure. Well, Thilotilo, finding an armor knight here, is able to take it down for a big 172 experience. All our runners at Hurtmore now, so they all have that same leveling availability that Bob has, even though Bob has that small experience advantage right now. Seems like he maybe found an area in this forest Bob wants to grind. But ultimately, it's going to be interesting to see if that lack of key puts Bob at a disadvantage as we progress, or how soon we're able to get keys for him.
Yeah, it hasn't impacted him yet, but as soon as we find some element, or Garenham, or any of these other, he's gonna really wish he had those keys.
No, absolutely agreed. So Tilo taking on a werewolf now, getting some good info here on some of these Sharlock enemies early on. Opts not to hurt or hurt more after that. Does a swing, not enough damage though, doesn't take it down.
Yeah, it pointed out in chat where I was going with that. Each of the towns has 1 or 2 chests that are behind locked keys. With Hurtmore, they'll be able to get through most of the treasure guards. Those items will be available.
No, absolutely agree. And I think in the ultimate funny piece is McGrew put in an open chest in one town, and that's Keytown, just for some fun. Well, Tilo finds a red dragon that ambushes him and sends him back. So we're finding some nasty enemies in the overworld. Meanwhile, Bob hasn't been able to parlay that Hurtmore into any advantage at this point, getting out of the gate early, as we see Betastrep actually take the experience lead on his last kill.
So Nim's going to keep trying to whittle away with the Hurtmore here. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to get there.
No, not possible. One of two things would happen: either it doesn't heal more and then it just kills you, or you'll just be stuck in that cycle. But he opts to go ahead and run and then takes the death in the swamp.
He did see another cave out there, though.
Yeah, town's being a little bit elusive right now for the runners, but we have found a few caves at this point. We'll see if he opts to go back that way or not. Does run into a stone man. Does put it to sleep. We'll see if he tries to kill it or run. He wisely probably at this moment runs.
Straight into a golem.
Yeah, we got Armor Knight on the top right, Golem for Nim. We had a Wizard for Tilo, the left to die into that, as Beta does jump to level 8. 5, 14, 11, 3, and healing.
He'll be very happy to see the heal.
Yeah, healing, very, very nice, as we do have the heal hurt before more. Now, they both can come on the same level. Heck, I've even seen one with hurt more at level 1, but anytime now, we know that that heal more can come in. Obviously, we are capped at 16. Everything will be learned by that level. So kind of interesting enough here, Bob has grown tired of dying on the overworld, kind of just hanging out in that north zone there. Does finally start to push out, but was sitting there just blowing up on some metal scorpions and wolves and such. All right, Nim up there tries to hurt more, doesn't one-shot it, but throws out the stop spell, gets it to land, is successful on his first hurt more afterwards, and will finally take down a green dragon. I think the first of our runners to be successful there. And now he's doing the same thing again. Another green dragon tried it one time. The second hurt more misses and the green dragon attacks, and Nim gets sent packing.
It looks like Tilo's going to try the mountain again. Was not able to get past the blue dragon. So that went down to, I think that was Sharlock 3. There is a chest on that, potential chest on that level, down the bottom of that screen.
No, absolutely. And meanwhile, Beta found coal, does check the search tile, and it is got a green dragon treasure guard. He got ambushed, had no chance at it at that moment. We'll see if he goes back and gives it a shot with that stop spell.
Yeah, he has a chance of hitting level 9 before he gets there also.
Yeah, absolutely. Just went over 900 experience with that Spectre kill. Slime not really going to do it for him, but we'll see what he finds. And there he comes right again. Going to be a little short here with this current Spectre. Yeah, wisely knows that he had at least a Spectre out here, walks back and forth just outside the town, finds another one. We're going to get level 9, then he'll go and most likely top off, and we'll see if he can get this green dragon with a 3-4-3-4 level.
Gets the chainmail. It strengthens defenses a little bit.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and chainmail is nice and cheap for him. Meanwhile, we do have Tilo doing some diving, finds a dead end here. Let's see how this green dragon goes. Well, he gets ambushed again, throws out the hurt more, a lower roll, and it immediately heal mores. Throws out another hurt more. I think he's just hoping with the amount of stats he has here that it'll opt to not heal more finally, and he'll just throw a second hurt more. But this green dragon is not relenting. Definitely looks like it's 75% heal more. All right, that's the opening he was looking for. The dragon breed throws out the second hurt more, is going to be successful, taking down the green dragon, and for his troubles, he is going to get rewarded with the stones.
Well, he went down and took a quick peek and saw that there is not a chest in the bottom left of coal. So this town is clear.
Yep, it served its purpose. Now, on Tilo's side, he has found that little dead end area in grave below where the grave 5 chest is, down that little tiny single tile pathway. Has a demon knight on this chest here, most likely a treasure guard, but you know, that's one of our hurt more resistant enemies and is not successful in dealing with it.
Beta also picked up the copper sword. that has a little bit more attack, especially for those, are useful for those enemies that do not work with hurt more.
Yeah, Copper Sword, you know, it's nominal plus 10, but every little bit will help. But man, these green dragons are trolling these runners. They're all over this map and just spammy, and not likely to go down in one hurt more. Probably somewhere in that 30-ish% range. Well, Bob just took out a metal slime, immediately runs into another one. Let's see if he can go 2 for 2 here.
At the same time, Beta found red dragons.
Yeah, as we progress, the red dragons should be a little bit easier to run from since we have the easy Sherlock flag turned on. Still not free though by any stretch, and our agility's still kind of low here. As Bob goes west, I believe this will be the town of Cole if he is able to get there.
And we'll be at level 10 when he does.
Yeah, very fantastic Magiwyvern there. Guaranteed to go down 1 hurt more and gets 15 power, 4 agility, 8 hit points, no magic, but gets return, repel, and heal more.
That is quite a coup.
Bob opting not to top off, goes, oh, he runs, immediately goes right back into the green dragon, forgetting he was going to push back to the left. Was successful running both times. We'll see him top off and then most likely take on this green dragon. What a series of events that was there. Let's see how he handles this here. Yeah, knows about the heal more, doesn't get ambushed. The stop spell is absolutely the right call here. Hopefully, he's calling for either a one-shot or the heal more now because that'll make this free. Well, it breezed, but he's still alive.
Okay, so Bob gets his stones.
Yeah, buddy. Bob gets the stones. Meanwhile, Tilo walking west here finds the town of Hawksness. Does have a chest inside here behind a locked door. We'll see if he checks this chest real fast, and then we'll probably take a look at the spike tile here in a moment. Lots of action happening here. Nimanva finds the grave, is heading towards the 3 vanilla chests. All right, we got the Armor Knight here on the spike. He does get ambushed, and Baby Breath gives it a chance. Unfortunately, the Axe Knight, or Armor Knight, nailed him for the second swing there. But he has some knowledge. He knows what's there. He's just got to get the opener and has a very high chance at taking it.
And Beta has found Remolder.
Yeah, Rim with its chance for up to 3 chests here does find the Dragon Scale in the vanilla chest there and equips it immediately. Second chest behind that locked door, non-existent, but there can be one back here, and there is.
Well, it looks like no chests in Breck.
Yeah, we'll see if anything's worth of note here. Bob does have 1,100 gold on his name, and there's a half plate there that might not be too bad. So wherever Bob is, he's just past Sherlock, so he's got a nice heal town there, has a cave to the north here, which is going to be one of our exchanges. Doesn't have the harp yet, so he'll have to come back here at a little bit later to get that staff.
Alright, Tilo's going right back to that Armored Knight. And ambushed again.
The great thing is it ran out from the spike and got him 2 steps short.
but on the actual spike tile, does not get ambushed. Then takes it down for level 10 and the item, potential item.
Come on, Flute. Come on, Flute.
Is that worse than Flute?
It's one level above Flute. So the nothing slightly better than the Flute. So this early Hurtmore has really opened up the seed. We see these runners all over this map. People finding things that no one else has as of yet. We've seen Bob with Sharlock, Breck in the Staff Cave. Tilo's found Hawks. Beta has found Graves. So this is where Nim was a few moments ago. But Beta has also found Rim, which none of the other runners have seen. And Bob will definitely need at some point to get his keys.
Oh, it looks like Bob made it to 11. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, just past level 11 there. So obviously not much in the way of strength since he isn't getting bonuses in the strength, but he's still below Tilo as far as strength, the level ahead. So HP's starting to come along a little bit. Yeah, as has been mentioned in chat a couple times, the runners, the only spell they're missing right now and have been missing is the spell of Radiant, which sometimes is not useful. And this flag set, absolutely useful with all those random chest locations, can shorten up some of those searches and make identifying those caves in the stair shuffle much easier to determine.
Yeah, there's a floor in Sharlock that always gets me. Having the Radiant was really, really helpful for that one, for me in particular.
Yeah, I honestly think it's really helpful on many of those floors, to be quite honest. Beta found the town of Hawksness, started to go towards that chest behind that locked door, runs into the wizard who has DL2 and gets sent packing.
Yeah, there's a very high number of deaths so far today. This has not been as easy as it has felt.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of enemies with obnoxious abilities, for sure. Wombo's out there. Red Dragon's all over the place. The Armor Knight's not been doing them any favors either. DL2 Wizards isn't going to help. They're starting to get that agility to levels to where they're going to have a little bit more success in running from them. But early on has really been detrimental to pushing out. And Beta is absolutely successful with his name because I keep seeing on his screen, I keep thinking he's blowing a fairy's flute, and it is driving me insane, and I love it. All right, Beta going to get back into Hawks. Gets over to this chest, which I missed what it was. Obviously, nothing major. A nice torch for him.
And Beta was using herbs on the way in, saved his magic to be able to handle this Armored Knight. A very shrewd move.
No, absolutely. When MP's a little low, you want to maximize that MP, and herbs is the way to do it. Not having to spend the MP on the healing. Finds out about the nothing, but it's still good knowledge to have. Also aware of a possible future grind, depending on what we have in the Swamp Cave as well.
Bob not so lucky.
Yeah, Beta running through some never-ending swamp that kept looking like it was going to run into a dead end, but just kept pressing out here. He has no resources left, a whopping 1 HP to his name, and is kind of mapping here, and we'll see. Oh, there is a town over here.
Wow.
Fantastic find, 1 HP left. Manages to get the Cantlin. He's going to get a quick check of all the items here, but most importantly, going to get a check of these possible coordinates and be the first of our runners to let us know if there's a search spot out there.
Yeah, sneaking through the swamp with no herbs, no more magic, 1 HP, gets to that Great Mall and totally refills all of the munitions. To answer chat, there was a belt found already. We have seen 1 belt.
Yeah, 1 belt in play, so we do know there was an item in coal. So not a guarantee there's going to be coordinates as of yet, but there is a chest back here behind the double lock shop. The NPC is going to block him temporarily, and we'll see no encounter.
Fighter's Ring is nice, though.
Yeah, that's definitely a nice consolation prize for having spent 2 keys there for sure. Plus 2 attack will never be frowned on, and we'll see some cord check here in a moment. All right, Bob into Hawksness here. He'll find out the news about the nothing hopefully soon. Meanwhile, Tilo has no problem taking down that green dragon. He's going to get level 11 first and then pick up his stones.
You know, this time Bob has magic for that armored knight, so we'll get the bad news. But also might sit here and grind for a minute.
Well, he's running low on magic fast. One of his hurt mores decided it didn't want to work. He gets the nothing. We'll see what he opts to do at this point. He has 65 experience away from level 12, so probably wanting to get that level at minimum before either a death warp. Well, this guy will do it if he gets him. So Beta gets us our coordinates, 55 to the north, 22 to the west. Seemed like that would be countable. I think west will put us about coal, and then probably about 30, 35 steps north of that.
Now, Bob was out of resources there, but we did see that there's another bridge.
Oh, nice. Yeah, some of these little areas, this map's a little strange. Some of these little areas look like they're about to dead end. As we noted on Betas here, he went west of Cantlin, and it just keeps expanding. It goes north and south over here. We'll see if he can stay alive long enough to check it out. It does take down the green dragon. Question in the chat, is Bob winning? Bob has a little bit of experience lead. I would say no one's winning at this point. We're still too early. We've barely found anything at this point. It's all going to come down to exploration and leveling needed at this point. Where are the key items? We've so far only found the stones. We know there are coordinates, but not what it is. We know the stones were in coal, but we still have no clue where the harp, the token, the armor, or the sword are located at this moment.
So I think Bob might have backed into mountain there.
That is absolutely amazing. Bob's key problem has been solved. He is backdoored into Tantegel, going to get keys the hard way. All right, we got Nim into Hawksness now. He's going to get the news about the Armor Knight. Doesn't have enough MP to take it on, though. Only came into the fight with 5 MP. Tries to run away, is unsuccessful, but at least knows the location. We'll most likely see him heading back that way shortly, as he has not had any luck finding any of the items yet.
And Bob finds out that he has missed out on just about nothing so far.
Exactly. He's got a little bit of checks to get out of the way here just as a catch-up for the other runners, but honestly, hasn't really come across much outside of this area that would require a key. Hasn't seen Cantlin yet. Obviously hasn't seen Rim, where he would already have the keys, but going to go back down into Mountain Cave.
Yeah, no chests in Breck. Has not run into Garenham either.
But who has ran into Garenham? Thilotilo down here stocking up in the herb shop real fast. We'll get a check and see up to 5 chests here, 1 by the inn and 4 in the back, could potentially be in our location here. Beta, outside of Sherlock, doing some pausing. I'll assume he's making some map notes because he was doing some hard thinking there. The NPC blocking Tilo from this chest. It does have a guard.
And the armor!
Yeah, that's a big one there, especially with a lot of the swamp running around. That is absolutely fantastic. Tilo's got his armor. Best thing he could possibly find here, and it leads into North Swamp. No chest at the top. Does opt to take a look and see what the spike is. Remembers the golem has sleep here. Does put it to sleep. We'll see if he can successfully get through it. Sleep and baby breath makes this a viable fight for sure.
So it looks like one of those staircases in Sherlock 3 leads to another staircase in Sherlock 3.
You gotta love those when they just transition to another part of the same floor you're already on.
And that potential chest in that room was not there.
Let's see how Bob does here. He has no weaponry. He's about to get over to this dead-end chest that we saw Tilo at earlier that has the Demon Knight on it. If it's a Demon Knight for sure, we'll have another treasure guard, and confirmed treasure guard there for sure.
And there is a treasure guard here in this Sherlock room.
Bob going for the Hurtmore strat. Very, very resistant. The princess is hiding a chest, and it has a possible guard as well. Magic Wyvern shows up. Token. Princess has the token. So we're finding info fast. Bob gets the harp.
And Bob knows where the staff cave is, so might be making a beeline out toward there.
Yeah, and evidently from chat, Bob knows where Garenham is, and here he is. So Bob's moments away from picking up armor here. So the question becomes here, because Bob has no weaponry, after he is successful in taking down this Star Wyvern, getting his armor, will he have the wherewithal to give that golem a shot, or will he see what's on there, or even check it? Because we know everybody's gonna have to go through that golem at least once to get their token.
Well, that was a pretty fantastic turn of events for Bob.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge bits of progression pretty quickly there.
does remember to check the top to see if there's a chest there.
And does make the turn as if he's going to go check the spike here. Meanwhile, Thilotilo into the freebie cave, which is devoid of anything.
Opts to skip the golem.
Yeah, I can't say I blame him if he doesn't have the knowledge of its abilities, plus being weaponless really makes that not a fight that you typically would think at 78 HP that you can take on.
Lots of caves.
Yeah, this is the freebie cave just to the west here. We just saw Tilo do it. This will be the jerk cave, so not too bad for the turn-ins, honestly, once you get all the pieces of the puzzle put together. So here's the fun part, Stags. At least as on our end, we know where everything but the sword is at this moment. We have not seen somebody check the chords yet, though, so we know the chords exist. Chords will either be the sword, the death necklace, or the flute. And obviously, at least myself, I'm hoping it's one of the latter two and not that sword, to get us a little bit more dungeon exploration going.
Well, it is always kind of fun when the sword is deep in Sharlock.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. So we'll see what happens here, because Bob's the only one of our runners that's taken down the Demon Knight. Tilo knows about it, but has not gone back to that location since. No one else has found Cantlin outside of Beta to even have knowledge of coordinates.
When Bob finds the dead end at the back of Sharlock, does not have enough MP to be able to get through that golem now.
Yeah, definitely not. We'll see what level 13 brings. He is super, super close. He could go back through Swamp, even top off in Garenham, and maybe come back out and check. Especially if it's a little bit out, it's a check you would probably want to get out of the way so you don't have to backtrack at a later time. Although, honestly, they do have to come back through for the rainbow at some point, but not having that token might lead him down the wrong paths.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. I mean, he doesn't have the MP for it now anyway. So going into the swamp there, he would have to go through to get to Garenham. In Advanced Standard Plus, you're not allowed to use outside from Swamp South to get to Swamp North. The outside will spit you out where you entered the cave.
Yeah, it's absolutely hilarious. You'll usually see a few people do it each time this flag sets on when it presents itself as an option, and heck, I've even done it once or twice myself. Looks like Bob's walking back and forth in this desert, swinging on this wizard. I'm assuming he's looking for a death warp at this point. But he's just gonna accidentally crit the wizard, and instead of dying, continues on his grind. Bob, desperate to not kill something here, opts to go harp strats on the drink. The green dragon looks happy, everybody. Unfortunately, it just healed more, so he's gonna have to harp again. Well, that was a magical series of events there. A very, very long death warp. Honestly, probably would have been faster just to go back through Swamp, top off in Garenham, and continue on your way from there. Oh boy, Tilo's back down here in that grave dead end, taking on this Demon Knight. If he is successful, which he should be and will be, he'll be the first of our runners with all three of the key items necessary to get that rainbow put together.
And I think Tilo does know where the jerk is also.
Yeah, Tilo has seen the jerk at minimum. It's hard to remember if he's seen the staff cave or not, but it was just north of Sharlock, so if he's been over Sharlock Breck area, he most likely has seen that as well.
I think so.
Well, Bob's going to get his Staff of Rain first here, knowing where that was located. Beta's kind of walking around the swamp here, unsure if he was looking for the cords or not. Ultimately doesn't get anything out of it if he was. All right, so Nim got into Garinham moments ago, went through, got his armor, went through, saw the stuff on the other side. Also did not try to take on that golem though, so will be tokenless at this moment.
I don't think Bob has found Cantlin yet.
No one else besides Beta has found Cantlin. It was past Hawksness, way out to the southwest through some like one tiles that looked like they were all going to dead end. No one else has gone through that area, which for at least our other three runners would be very simple, as they all have Erdrick's armor and wouldn't have to worry about that swamp. Don't look now though. Beta coming across Garinham is about to get his armor here, gets that Star Wyvern down, gets his armor. We'll see, especially with that broadsword in hand, if he wants to take on this golem. If so, he will be rewarded with his flute. Or his flute. God dang flute showing up on screen with his token.
Just the thought that went into that for Beta, I completely respect.
No, absolutely. It has messed with my head so many times. I've been trying to actively not look, to be honest, because it is messing with me so much. Now, Beta doesn't even bother to even look at what the spike is. Going to go at least down here and check that. Is now returning north. Wanted to get that other chest check out of the way first. Unsure if he knows about the effects of the golem, but if he does, I think he will absolutely go for this. Well, he's attacking away. May not be aware of the sleep option here. Doesn't seem like it's very high. Most likely 25% based on what we're looking at now. May get lucky and not ever see it. Nope, there it is.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's brutal. The golem sleeps him and then immediately forgets that it had breath and double stones him to the face to take him down. We'll see if that is something he will return to or how long it takes him to return to, because he definitely has to get back there at some point. All right, meanwhile, we got Tilo going to get his staff, knows where the jerk is for sure. Beta definitely counting this time if he wasn't previously. So we'll see if he's successful in getting this count out. On Bob's side, he is diving. He is in multiple Sharlock floors at this point. We know that he has to kill a golem and get the princess chest and would have all the knowledge except for the sword, but he is going to opt to look other locations first. Could possibly pay off if he lucks into the sword. Yeah, Beta going back and forth, trying to find a guard. Doesn't come across it. If he is on the right north-south coordinate there, then he is... There he goes. Finds the flute. Flute finds the fairy flute.
Then we have Nim over here very quietly working his way toward the XP lead.
Yeah, Nim has definitely been taking on some very good encounters as he's been going along the way here. All these runners within about 1,300 of each other. But yeah, doing very, very nicely there. Just has to, unfortunately, has not come across the 2 locations he needs to do. Well, he has come across it. Didn't even give the golem a try though. Does have a broadsword now, so may see that check here sooner than later though.
And Nim did all of that without a weapon. Just now got the broadsword.
Yeah, it's amazing how awesome a little bit of strength coupled with hurt more can go a very, very long way. All right, I think Bob is on the path to Cantlin. If I remember, this is the path that Beta went through. It looks like it's going to dead end exactly up. So he's just got to go west here a little bit and then north. He will find Cantlin in the cords. We know it's going to be absolutely worthless in the form of a flute, but he doesn't know that yet.
Now you have to remember to get the full plate also for the extra protection.
I don't know if I can take any more armor being sold, even if this armor is recoverable. So, in my opinion here, we're kind of at a lead with Tilo at this point. He's got nearly all the knowledge, but has an outstanding Cantlin. And how hard will he press for that Cantlin to maybe get rewarded with a sword, which we obviously know it's not. But in his thought, if there are chords, it's a 1 in 3 chance, right? We haven't really dove too terribly much into the cave system outside of Bob a little bit. Bob just chose to try, and it didn't pay off. But I'm kind of curious what these runners are going to ultimately do for the sword. I think most will opt to check Sherlock ultimately, unless someone does happen to find it for us in the interim.
Bob, very cautious there, almost used his last 2 keys to get that chest in the bottom left. It would have been a very expensive fighter's ring.
No, absolutely. And Bob still, I don't believe, has seen Rimmelder, so he wouldn't have had an easy path back to keys. Does upgrade to a large shield here. Teal is getting his rainbow. Meanwhile, Beta diving Sherlock stairs here. I don't remember the path to that floor that has the Demon Knight that Bob and Tilo have already found, because he will need to get there for his harp.
That was it. He is in that room right now. And Nim is in the Great Mall of Cantlin also.
All right, well, this should be an absolute free fight for Beta. Powered up, defensed up. We'll see him get his harp here momentarily. And then for these other 3 runners, we'll just see how long it takes them to go back and fight that golem to check that chest. Bob picks up his fighter's ring down in that shop. Nim, being NPC'd here, the guy does not want to relent, finally gives it up. Meanwhile, Beta does look like he's going to continue to press on with this dungeon exploration, really regretting not having Radiant, because I know he's been a big proponent of waiting to dive until he has Radiant, and Radiant just not showing up yet for these runners. And as if Beta was listening to me, he said, all right, I'm done with this mess. Hits outside, is doing some thoughtful insight right now. We'll see what he opts to go with at this point. Meanwhile, Tilo down on this golem is just grinding away. So I have a strong feeling Tilo is just going to be looking for some more MP, because MP is definitely lagging. And then we'll see a Sherlock dive for looking for the bottom and hoping for the sword. Oh, no, that wasn't the grind. I thought he was on the spike there, but he was not. Where the heck is he at this point? All right, it was the spike. He's just coming back in here, maybe to set up a gold grind.
Those fake spike tiles always get me.
No, absolutely, it's fun. It's definitely gonna take on this golem. Might even go as long as he has resources and then death warp out at the end, which would absolutely make sense. As we see for Tilo at level 14, some of those stats are turning orange, and that HP is really not far off either. So we're getting into that ballpark of seeing ghost stats probably a couple levels away at this moment.
So it looks like Bob had the count and started looking around for the spike tile and might have lost the count.
Yeah, you got to really think about it at this point from Bob's perspective. It's 50-50 that he would get an encounter rate because he still has the sword and token outstanding along with the death necklace and flute. So he's got a 50% chance he's going to get a treasure guard here. But yeah, you definitely have to be cautious of that because, you know, there's a 50% chance there won't be one and you're going to mess up here. We'll see. He does not continue to comb the area, is just continually looking for a guard. Well, this is going to be a long waste of time for Bob, as we know there will be no guard here. We'll see what he opts to do if he doesn't come across a guard, if he kind of assumes that there's no guard there and moves on because he doesn't want the death necklace or flute, or if he tries to recount this out. On the top left here, we have Nimanva is also steadily sidestepping here. So he is attempting to do this count also. We'll see if he trusts his count and searches where the flute ultimately lies, or also does the combing the swamp for a guard.
And Tilo is undeterred, just grinding away at this golem here.
Absolutely. I mean, and the golem is, well, normally the stop spell has been landed. I was like, the golem's been super free with stop spells. Did have one miss and does get double attacked. So one more golem would have given him the level, but still just 300 and change away from that level. Bob's come across Rim, finally finds the way to get the keys. Though he's already got them, Nim is wrapping up this count shortly here as Tilo is getting set for his grind here. And Nim one-shots it, immediately finds the flute. Probably a little saddened by that. Also hasn't been the Rim yet, so he's going to go ahead and do his chest checks and find the nothings up here.
For the first time today, we get to talk with the Remolder key vendor.
Yeah, very fun. Bob's the only one of our runners to walk around here. Nim wisely opens the gates, realizes that he is down a little bit on resources, just in case it was a treasure guard, goes and tops off first. All right, we got Bob recounting at this point. So he is counting it out again. Beta up here is back into Garenham. Let's see if he goes and checks this princess chest, which I think would most likely be the play at this point, being in this neighborhood for him. But we'll find out in a moment if he goes in the back. I almost assuredly would say that's the play he's going for.
You know, the chest in the princess cell and the chest at the bottom of Sherlock 3, I think, are the two that I forget about the most often.
Yeah, that one in Sherlock 3 can definitely, it's just not a path that you even want to go down. Even if you're checking those other stairs, you kind of gravitate towards the other ones first, unless you get thrown into it. So yeah, I can see getting that one overlooked very easy, but I would say across all the races when we've had the random chest locations on, Princess Chest is by far the most forgotten chest. But either way, here we go. Beta's going to get this golem down as long as it plays ball. He is going to be rewarded with a token back here after he takes down the Magic Wyvern, which will be extremely simple, as long as he's got keys at least. And then we'll see what he opts to do. He knows where the jerk is. He has already looked 4 chords at least and knows at minimum there wasn't a spike up there, or at least feels confident enough. Or wait, he's the one that he got the flute first, didn't he? Flute gets the fairy flute, that's right. So yeah, we'll see what he opts to do at this point. Question in chat, have we full cleared the caves? I'm pretty sure we have not. Which places we haven't looked though is a little beyond me at this point. It's been hard to kind of keep track of which caves they've been entering, but I'm fairly confident we have not cleared the overworld. All right, we got Tilo getting Golem on the overworld here is going to be rewarded with level 15. Looking for some more stuff here, and we're going to get 3 more power, 0 agility, 7 hit points, 2 MP. Finally does get that Radiant spell though at level 15. So 1 shy of that level 16. I know a few people in chat were pulling for 16. 15 is a nice consolation prize though. So we got Beta grinding on that golem up here. Very smart play. 350 a pop. Again, they're fairly free as long as you get that stop spell to land. But Tilo is going to be the first of our runners into Sherlock, and I know he is a proponent of going right. So we're going to see the right side here first, and we'll see how convoluted our path is. Oh, he does a U-turn.
Maybe refreshing resources?
No, yeah, look at his gold. He forgot to pick up the silver shield.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
that's kind of funny, honestly. I think that's where he was going, ran into that golem, got the level, and it just threw off his whole thought process. I can say I relate to that. So Bob checks the chords again, is counting for a 3rd time now. This is just a huge, brutal time sink for Bob, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was hoping that the missed coordinate count would lead him to go get the princess. That is what he needs to do. I mean, not for the princess, but for the token.
Yeah, very, very... Yeah, that would have been a very smart play, honestly, at that point. But Bob insistent on doing this. The Armor Knight has nothing doing. We'll see if he starts counting a 4th time. Beta gonna just rinse and repeat on this golem here. Goes and tops off. We've got Tilo diving through some Sherlock floors here. We'll see if he can ultimately A, locate the path to the basement, and B, come across where that sword may be located, but finds out if blue dragons have Healmore and says no thanks.
So, is Tilo just mapping out the path?
Yeah, I'm almost positive that's exactly what he's doing. His primary objective here is find basement. Secondary will be grind, and 3rd is hope to find the sword once he finds the bottom or comes across one of those easily accessible Sherlock stair chests, or maybe even like runs in the mountain too. Oh boy, he runs into Grave 2 instead. Not quite the 2 one you want. There is 6 sets of stairs on here, so lots of opportunity to get lost. And it parlays right into the first basement of Sherlock on the inner floor, which has another 5 stairs, but does have up to 5 chests, or 3 chests, but we have a chest in Grave 5. It is just a key placement. Nim starting to do some of these side checks. He was checking the other stairs in Mountain Cave here. Maybe that'll start leading him to remembering the Princess Chest does exist, and will push him back into that direction.
That is definitely a feels bad flute right there.
Absolutely. Bob, disgusted by the flute, is going to use it. You might as well. He's going to find out about sleep, though, and honestly, that's probably not a bad thing, because the baby fire should hopefully push him to using stop spell strats, because that'll, even though the speed hacks is turned on, that flute is sped up. It is much faster to just go ahead and stop spell that thing and just go with it. We got a chest for Tilo in the bottom right of the grade 4 path, but it's just a curse belt, so there's our second curse belt we were missing. Well, for those in chat that were looking, Nimanva is going to dive grave as Tilo finds the judge's table is empty on this pathway. Has a long walk back and around, and, well, takes us to one of those corners and leads us to the pass-through. So yeah, someone did dive this. I saw this on Bob's screen earlier. This led to, the triangle floor here, or the diamond floor, rather. I think Bob died somewhere in here.
Hey, and Bob gets through the golem.
Very nice. Yeah, Bob, hopefully it will try the sleep strats or stop spell strats. Meanwhile, we have Beta just grinding away on this golem, has retaken the experience lead at this point. And looks like he is going to at least be going for 16 before possibly doing any diving. And I can't say I blame him. 68 MP is pretty rough for doing a dive through multiple floors of a cave that you're unsure how big is, as we're getting the view on Tilo's side. It's pretty daggone big.
Oh, and Bob's going back into the swamp. This is exactly what he needs to do.
Absolutely. The great thing is he has full golem knowledge at this point, so shouldn't have too much of an issue. And Oop37, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. We got Group 2 action in the Week 5 of the 2023 Dragon Warrior Randomizer Winter League, and it's been a fun one so far. So far on stream, the only thing we're outstanding at this point is the sword. Tilo finds a possible treasure guard in this little urn floor dead end in basement 1, is going to take down this werewolf and may have found our sword.
No, it's a fake.
It's the fake treasure guard. Oh, that's a feels bad moment. Here we go. Bob through the golem, gets the immediate Magic Wyvern encounter. Even with the ambush, he'll throw out a hurt more. He'll have his token momentarily and be caught up on knowledge with the top left or bottom left, top right runners.
You know, as tough to find as this sword is, this seems to be a better move right now for Tilo. Just this knowledge.
And speaking of knowledge, here we go. We got the basement. We have at least 4 checks here. We do have at least 2 more possible checks on this floor as well, including the fan favorite beach chest back behind the spike tile. But hopefully he's doing okay on keys.
Now, looking for the spike tile, the treasure guard.
Yeah, it does run into a Star Wyvern, can be a guard. Or we could get another troll. Does he get trolled a second time? Or do we have a sword? We have a sword!
Okay, you think he's gonna grind up to 16 first?
Yeah, I think at this point he has to. We don't have the we're a little light on HP. We're definitely light on MP. 132 attack, I think is where he was at if he did get his fighter's ring. Doesn't show on the tracker, so maybe he did not get that fighter's ring. Oh no, he never found Caitlyn, so he does not have the fighter's ring. So he'll only be at 130 attack, so he definitely needs another level, and he's really close.
Did just jump straight out, though.
Yeah, I can't say I blame him. The only other piece of knowledge he could have gotten was the spike tile. He has full knowledge of all the enemies that could possibly be on there at this point, so he knows, regardless of what'll be there, what he'll be getting into. I don't mind him getting out of there, hopefully looking for a quick 16. As we see Beta continually grinding the golem, 16, absolutely not helpful.
Well, getting to 98 HP, he has 100. They have 130 attack at 15 with the sword.
Yeah, 15 with the sword was 130 attack for Tilo, but only 8 heal mores would be extremely rough. Beta at level 16 has 132 attack once he gets the sword, but only 9 heal mores. And at 98 HP won't give doubles.
Yep, Tilo's going for the same golem grind there.
Now, Nim was just in the back in Swamp there. I missed it. I went to look, and he was coming out. Did he take on our golem yet?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he came out, walked right back in. Maybe oh, he's leaving. That's not a good thing at all. He either forgot that chest exists or is just overlooking it completely.
And we're gonna have the other 3 runners all grinding that same golem.
Yeah, this should be interesting. Tilo a little behind on experience from Beta as Beta gets back to the spike, but has full knowledge. He knows the exact path down to the basement where Beta is going to have to go figure all of that out at some point.
Well, Nim is going straight for the jerk cave, so he might have gotten that. Oh no, I guess that was the staff cave. I'm sorry.
Still, he is forcing towards these turn-ins and kind of seems like going out of the way if that's the case. So maybe he did sneak in there while we were stuck watching that dive. We'll see pretty quickly if he goes to where Swamp is again, because he's got to go back through to get to the jerk. So Bob, is Bob going to be heading towards Sherlock at this point? All right, we did get confirmation that Nim did have the token in his inventory, so yeah, he's floating through to get his rainbow on the other side of Swamp here. We'll see if he decides to take on some golems and grind as well.
That looks to be a negative.
Yeah, definitely getting the rainbow first. And then we'll see what he opts to do here. We do have that dive through Sherlock that's still necessary, and it's not bad grinding. I hate doing it with minimal MP because it minimizes your ability to take down enemies, but it clearly worked for Tilo, so kudos to him for that. Very nicely done, getting that sword, all of that jazz. And he's keying up right now.
So 17 gonna be the ticket? Are we going to 18? Are we going to 20? Skipping 19 altogether?
Mm-hmm. Kind of surprising here. BobPineapple opted to go Armor Knight versus the Golem. Maybe not getting as lucky with it or not realizing to stop spell it and was using flute strats the whole time. But one more Golem here for Beta will definitely tell us a little bit of the tail of the tape here. Just as a note, Beta and Tilo are both doing the strength HP, so their stats will be identical. Bob doing an HP MP build.
I'm not much of a singer, Aaron, in chat, so I'm not going to be singing that out, but I did like it.
I saw it in my head. So 134 attack power at level 17 for Beta here, with 10 heal mores. I mean, honestly, especially coupled with the 111, I think it's doable. I would expect if all 4 were on strength HP, we would have at least 1 attempt at here, but we'll see what he opts to do here at this point. Question in chat, where was Sword? Why does only Tilo have it? Sword is on the bottom floor of Sharlock. And so far, Tilo's the only one of our runners that has made that attempt to go through Sharlock to find the path to the bottom and, go ahead and get that sword at that moment. But we do have Nimanva putting down his rainbow. We'll see him dive in here in a moment. He's just faking us out first, though.
Hold you. It was a very convoluted path to the bottom also. So this would be a pretty tough one dive to win.
No, absolutely agreed. It's definitely possible. I will anticipate at least 1 radiant, if not 2. And honestly, a lot of times the path down ends up not being too convoluted. It's just that they went up and down the same floor stairs so many times that you might only have like 3 or 4 connectors, and that'll make it just that much quicker when Tilo goes back, but Beta doesn't have that info yet.
And looks like chat is pointing out Beta might have misplaced the jerk cave.
Yeah, it's a little intriguing if that's the case. We know he needs to go through here first. Maybe he's finally remembered that. So Nim went down the 1 set of stairs, is rewarded with disappointment. Goes ahead and comes out the top back off, most likely get back in there, get down another set of stairs. Just over 1,000 experience away from the level. Meanwhile, Thilotilo is about to get level 17 on this golem. We'll see what his decision is at 17.
Beta is going all the way through the swamp, so will get rewarded.
Yep, here we go. Doesn't remember which one of these it is, but he will find the correct old man just across this bridge. All right, Tilo hits 17, decides let's go ahead and grind out some more golems. So we'll see how this goes. I still feel 17's winnable. It's not free by any stretch of the imagination. You need a little bit of luck, but and I always like people pushing borderline levels.
And Nim is doing the walk around rim, so we have 2 now.
Great success. So there we go. That old man getting a little bit extra money. Beta also deciding we're gonna go 18 after getting his rainbow. So Tilo with a slight experience lead and a big knowledge lead. So in the driver's seat, clearly at this point, unless Beta just gets absolute luck trying to dive Sharlock here in a moment. So I'm sitting here trying to think of what Beta's trying to think, but he's got a unique thought process, I will say. I think it's, even if you don't feel 17's enough, I feel that this level screams go dive Sharlock, find the path, see if the sword happens to be there type thing. You still have to figure it all out. You're most likely going to burn through resources, and you'll be able to kill a lot of things along the way. So I'll have to remember to ask him about his thought process, or if he thought maybe he could pull it all off in one official dive.
Unorthodox it might be, but it definitely works. So I'm not about to second guess.
Oh, I love second guessing, and I think Beta would appreciate second guessing because he loves it too. So Tilo topping off here. We'll see 18 here soonish.
Starting to say much. I'm not going to second guess him much.
The town right outside of Sharlock makes it much more palatable.
Exactly, yeah. You got your Breck right there. Breck redeems itself slightly as being a nice top off, as we see Nim using it for the second time now after a couple dives into Sharlock so far. Meanwhile, we do have Bob working on his path. He's going to get the sadness of the bottom of Grave, but he's kind of following that path that we saw Tilo follow, and it wasn't too terribly long after the Grave 5 chest that Tilo did happen across the basement, so we'll see how soon that happens. I do remember Tilo noped out of this room immediately, though, when he got in it. So Bob going down here knows about these chests and is trying to check all these chests first. Oh, he gets an encounter. He's going to get his false treasure guard here in a moment.
Just that feeling of anguish when it turns into not what you're looking for, it's so delicious.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, yeah, and you know he's already got to be feeling it a little bit just based on the flute. But we got 8-3-36, and I believe it was 3 MP. That's screaming at him to go at this point. We have death necklace levels, the whole 9, although we haven't found the death necklace.
Yeah, at this point, that could be one of those other hidden chests on the Sharlock bottom floor.
Yeah, but I don't think after we see that sword, I don't think we'll see anybody looking for it here. 10 heal more still, but he'll be at 142 attack power and definitely in range for multiple doubles. So a clear go time. Just has to figure out the path, and Tilo's going to be, 30, 45 seconds behind him knowing the path. Yeah, Tilo takes a quick look at those stats, immediately hits his outside. So here we go. Tilo's going to be heading towards Sharlock momentarily. Beta trying to get there as well. Both of them with their rainbows. Tilo obviously already with the path. And in the driver's seat, unless Beta absolutely one-shots Sharlock, which as we've seen by Bob's exploration here, not highly likely as he is checking out Mountain 2. And Mountain 2, holy cow, was completely devoid of any chest. That is hilarious.
There's so many opportunities for chests in there, and for it to have nothing is pretty crazy.
Yeah, the Mountain 2 proper, where he was at, has a possibility for up to 7 chests, plus that chest in that little blocked off room in the northwest, and it was a nothing burger. So here we go, Beta into his first dive into Sharlock. Meanwhile, Tilo right behind him, same pathway, but has the knowledge necessary. So should be interesting. We'll see what the spike is here in a few moments from Tilo once he gets back downstairs, as Bob is doing some exploration. Kind of surprising. He saw that chest on the right side of the basement he was in. Opts to go ahead and check this pathway first instead of pathing over to that chest. Yeah, so I've been watching Tilo here. I wanted to see what path he goes. He came out the bottom right here in Grave 2 and is heading towards the bottom left at this moment. All right, so Tilo should be popping out here momentarily. If I recall, it was up this floor here. There might have been one more connector, but I remember all of this now. It's either here or one more floor. No, there it is. All right, we got alternate chest galore here going. Both Nimanva and Bob Pineapple finding that same alternate chest in the bottom right of the grave chest 4 floor, but are rewarded with nothing. Meanwhile, Beta must be making some notes or something. Pauses for a moment, is getting the sadness of that chest there in the bottom left of that portion of the basement. We do know there's another chest on the east side. No one's picked up yet. Bob saw it on his screen a little bit ago, though.
Tilo's moving through this bottom floor pretty quickly.
Hey, it's another golem. I think we know how to handle those. Has 6 bonus MP. Goes ahead and throws that stop spell out immediately. Doesn't have the flute, but it's not a concern whatsoever. And there we go. Safely makes it through. Does use some herbs. Does even have a spare heal if he wanted to go that route. Also, a ton of HP here. 140 strength, as he does not have the fighter's ring like the other runners. But it's not a concern at all. Clearly a favorite at this moment. We'll see how the fight goes, though.
There was one chest around the corner there that was skipped. I don't think we're going to get to see what that was today.
No, definitely not. The chest up that second pathway on the left here that we see on Nim's screen will get skipped, as will the beach chest for sure. Tilo easily dispatches Dragonlord 1 into the Dragonlord 2 fight. Should go pretty well here, as Nim is about to get rewarded with his sword. A little behind on experience, as 17 and 18 have not been achieved yet. Is on 16 though, but we'll see if he can parlay that knowledge of basement and sword into a little bit of a catch up on Beta, as Beta continues to explore, and Bob finds the basement.
Nails the crit, and it's not enough for the green dragon, but it doesn't do heal more, so he's able to take it down.
Yeah, I'd like the strat of swing then hurt more, just to eliminate any possibility of the heal more coming into play. Nim needs to go to the bottom chest, but is checking the top one first, gets a key placement, and here's his treasure guard Star Wyvern.
I have not been keeping count over on Tilo's side.
That's all right. We got Destiny in chat doing it for us. Looks like he's at 100 right now.
Tilo's getting some pretty good rolls, though. And takes down DL2. Get your GGs in chat.
Yeah, very, very, very well played. Tilo right ordered the seed. Tilo took the chance on that golem in the swamp cave. I think that's the biggest pivoting point here. He took the chance on that golem in the swamp cave, was rewarded with the token, never had to waste time finding Cantlin as a result, was also rewarded by it not having the sword ultimately, took the risk on diving Sherlock, gets rewarded again. So Tilo, a little bit of luck along the way, but made some calculated decisions that paid off tremendously for him, and finishes with a time of 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 49 seconds.
You definitely need a little bit of luck, but this was very, very well played.
No, absolutely agreed. Tilo made some very, very smart plays and decisions along the way. Because as we see, Beta up here is full go mode and is just completely clearing Sherlock right now. And could have been doing this at least a level earlier. Is on the right path, has to go to the downstairs here, as he's probably checking out a map, making sure he knows where he's at. Nim checking out the spike tile, meanwhile, obviously not in go mode yet, but you might as well figure out what it is while you're here, right?
Being very overly cautious, possibly.
Yeah, definitely, or just struggling to figure out exactly where it is. I know he likes to track his stairs where they connect as well, so is on the right path here, though, just a couple more floors. Meanwhile, chat pointed out, and I didn't really think about this, with Bob on an HP MP build, his legging stat is strength at this point. So it is possible We might see Bob check alternate chest, although he didn't when he was downstairs. But he's just kind of walking back and forth here because he's super close to 17, kind of hoping that's the level that pushes him over the hump. But we'll see what happens. Bob's going to have some decisions to make for sure.
All right, Beta does make it to the bottom floor. Nim is playing around with that golem there. Will have to come out, though.
No, absolutely. And honestly, kind of surprised he didn't save a little bit of MP to hit outside and stuff, having to walk all the way back down here. Does get level 17, going to find out that it's, there's some numbers there that make it feasible, but do you want to give it a shot? We'll see what he opts to do here. He knows Tilo's already finished. He might think, man, maybe Tilo pushed a borderline level 17 here and got lucky, not knowing that Tilo just right ordered the heck out of the seed and played it extremely smartly.
Yeah, I kind of like the thought of going at 17 here.
Oh, I absolutely love it. But I've been saying that multiple times now. We got Beta onto his spike tile, going to get his sword. We should see an immediately. We should see. I was debating. Does he want to go with 9 Healmores? Is Beta willing to try this with 9 Healmores and all that extra HP here? I think he might.
At this point, I think you got to give it a shot.
Yeah, I was thinking he would have used more MP than he had, but no, he's still got 9 Healmores. So yeah, between that and the odds of some doubles, although he is still just rocking that small shield, yeah, makes the turn here. He'll find out about the golem. He knows how to deal with that at this point by far because of all the dead golems that have been littering our screens.
Yeah, I think he's swinging, from between 10 and 21, so he has a good shot.
Yeah, absolutely agree here. So the single dive does pay off for Beta, even though he did show us more Sherlock than most of the runners. Is definitely in police for second here. But with that Dean, we have today's winner, Thilotilo, joining us in the booth. GG's. How you feeling?
It's fun.
Yeah, congratulations. That was a very nice win.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be pretty far behind when I didn't bother looking in the treasury for too long, hoping to get that extra key money, and then finally gave up. And like 4 minutes in, I'm like, hey, look at that. I could have had fairy water and blown the seed wide open. So that was disappointing, but I feel like that was offset, and I have no idea if this is true, by my decision to quit exploring the world and go spelunking because I couldn't find anything to because I kept dying in the overworld. And so even though I didn't kill it, I found that demon knight guarding the harp in behind the castle. So I knew at least when I had the capability to do it, there was a key item there, and it allowed me to go get that pretty quickly and get all my components pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'd say one of the biggest pivotal moments for you, because everybody was kind of tight with each other, to be quite honest, throughout, even though you guys were taking vastly different paths. The big key play you made was when you went through Swamp, you saw that golem on the spike and went ahead and took it on. Every other runner decided to bypass the spike completely or saw the golem and ran away. And obviously we're looking elsewhere. They spent the time finding Cantlin, checking out the cords, which were 55 north, 22 west, and trolled the runners with the flute. So they spent a lot of time as a result of not checking out that spike and seeing the princess chest.
Interesting.
No, it was absolutely the right play, especially with knowledge of what the golem had. You immediately threw that stop spell out. So a couple runners may not have had that, but still, yeah, it was definitely the pivotal point. As soon as that happened, you started blowing open the experience lead at that point. I think you made the right time to play as far as diving as well. It really worked out in your favor all the way around.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely had fortunate. I was also fortunate that, of course, I mean, because the right side led to the grave 2 and also led to the basement 1 staircase, whatever. I don't know if you could have gotten there from I assume you could have gotten there from the left side of Sherlock as well, but nonetheless, I was happy that right got me to the basement and the sword.
Well, we have Beta just finishing up DL2. I want to return to that in a second, but get your GGs in chat.
No, absolutely. Very well played by Beta. Opted to go ahead and grind all the way to 18 prior to doing the dive. So slightly ahead of Tilo getting to 18, but did not have any of the dive knowledge that Tilo had going in. Did show us a lot of Sharlock, but very, very well played by Beta as well. Official time of 1:33:58.
I did get trolled by the game in that hourglass room when I got a wolf lord on the on a gold chest in Sharlock. I got excited and then I got sad.
I got excited as well.
I think just about everyone found a false treasure guard in Sharlock at this point. But to follow up what you were saying there, Tilo, the left side was a complete block. Both of them led absolutely nowhere.
Lovely.
I'm kind of curious what Bob's doing right now. He has all the knowledge of where the basement was, but he had been exploring alternate paths as well. He knows down is the path to, well, maybe he's just trying to get back down there. He did fairy water up, so he is loaded up with fairy waters, but is on the HP MP build, so is going to be severely lacking on strength overall.
Did we find the death necklace anywhere?
We have not. At this point, it almost assuredly is one of those alternate chests on the bottom floor of Sharlock. I would have to assume either the one up this door here or the beach chest behind. No one has checked either of those.
Yeah, I decided to, even after I went doing just the walk over the chest to see if you get the sword when I got in the treasury. Then after I got it, I was like, you know what? I don't have the fighter's ring. I don't have the death necklace. I don't have the fairy flute. I wasn't sure if I'd ever use the fairy flute, but it might be nice to put it to sleep since the golems were, I assume, 2 out of 16 stop spell resist, but not perfect.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure if we ever actually looked at the golem stats. There we go. Yeah, you nailed it. 2 out of 16.
I thought it was none for a while because I got the first, 10 in a row on him. But then I missed too many for it to just be 1, so I was guessing 2.
Well, this should be an interesting finish here. We have Bob Pineapple noodle-armed in comparison to our other runners at level 17. Coming down here, finding that golem, but does have a toe of fairy waters in play here and the fairy flute as well. Meanwhile, Nim at level 18 is a clear favorite. Let's see how these two fights go. This should be interesting. And we're kind of losing you there a bit, Stags. Just as a heads up, I see you keyed up and not hearing you. But we do have Beta joining us in the booth. GG's on your second place. How are you feeling about this race?
I feel the same way about this as I did when I first started practicing week 5 flags. I hate it.
You gave us a very, very nice view of Sharlock there. Yeah, you definitely took a lot of the wrong turns on the path downstairs, but ultimately were able to successfully do it in the one go there. Was that your plan from the get-go there?
Yeah, my approach to this is to just overgrind and just make a final push and not have to go out and back in unless there's a complete disaster in Sharlock. And I knew there's a potential I could get trolled by the Wombo Wizards as well.
Yeah, very, very fair. It's a very valid way of doing it. We did have Tilo ultimately dive, I think, starting at 16, maybe even 15. Was able to get the path figured out, get his sword, went back to grinding the golems, having the sword in hand, made it go a little quicker for him. But overall, it was a very tight race. I think the biggest difference here, as I was telling Tilo, is Tilo first checked the golem immediately in Swamp Cave, had that token knowledge right out of the gate, where everybody else decided to check other places or bypass the golem in Swamp before going back.
Well, the first time I actually attempted to fight the spike there, or even do a spike check, the golem put me to sleep and sleep locked me.
Ah, see, I didn't catch that one then. Okay, so that explains a lot from at least your perspective for sure.
Yeah, that entire seed was trolling me pretty hard with the green dragons with the heal more and the wizard wombo combo. And then there was also a point really early on where I had the hurt spell and I got ambushed and sleep blocked by 3 metal scorpions in a row. That felt real good.
That I did note. I saw that happen and I noted it. But get those GGs out in chat for Nimanva. Going to take 3rd place in today's race, and we'll have an official time in a moment. There we go, 139.42. So very nicely run by Nim. Had been kind of behind the whole time, but honestly, kind of pulled it back together here on the tail end, and wasn't too far back of the race leaders here. And Bob Pineapple is nearing the end, throwing out hurt mores, realizing he doesn't have enough. Doesn't get it to land, and we get the immediate forfeit. So get some GGs out for Bob too. Very well played. That alternate HP MP build just not coming in really well for him today. I do want to say thanks for all the meme names, by the way.
Yeah, the flute in particular was just a spectacular troll the entire race.
Did you guys appreciate the fact that despite the fact I found myself, I never once played it?
I was watching. I love it. Yeah, I think Bob was the early runner that actually did use the flute. Tilo never got the flute, as he never had to go to Cantlin. But that was one thing I wanted to ask you about there, Beta, was you made it to Cantlin through that giant swamp across that bridge with 1 HP and 2 MP left. I know at least in the moment it probably had to feel really, really lucky. Obviously, it only led to the flute and sadness.
Yeah, I was actually surprised I survived. I mean, there were some trolly enemies on that walk, and it was a really long walk over there too. Like, it was just out in the middle of nothing, just like way out there. So I'm real thrilled that I made it there, but I'm also unsurprised that I made it there to find a thing that was completely useless. That's very on brand.
Yeah, absolutely. And the search kind of trolled everybody, as we saw everybody kind of combing for the spike tile, and then the reality of it sunk in that, oh, it's not the spike. Well, we probably got a flute or a death necklace here. Let's see what we got. But I do want to welcome in both our 3rd and 4th place winners, Nimanva and Bob Pineapple. GG's to you both. We'll start with Nim. How are you feeling on this one?
I'm not feeling very good. That was a lot of deaths.
Oh, yeah, if you look at the screen here, deaths galore. If our trackers had it accurately there, it looks like we had 23 for Beta, 31 for yourself, 22 for Tilo there, and we're at 20 for Bob.
And then I forgot to go back and check for the princess room for her chest, so I full cleared everything.
Yeah, princess token definitely threw off a couple people for sure. It was one of the last checks for a few there, but I think you battled back pretty quickly, or pretty well, for someone that did take as many untimely deaths as you did along the way.
I didn't full clear Charlock. That was nice. I found the way down pretty quickly and the sword. So.
Yeah, the early metal scorpions with the wombo combo were a fun surprise.
So, Bob, how are you feeling after this one? You had that HP MP build, and ultimately didn't quite get enough of the strength there on 17 to get it done. But how was the race overall for you?
I mean, I have no clue what my name with an exclamation point was going to do. I just decided to do it, knowing that this was likely going to screw me over, which it very much did. And I think the only other takeaway I have for like the Charlock dive and everything is that the easy Charlock flag is a placebo. Other than that, I full cleared the map. I full cleared Charlock. I full cleared every cave in the overworld. I think I full cleared literally everything. I walked those coordinates 3 times just to find the flute, which I ended up using the flute, but also that was me just not remembering how treasure guards worked and just trying to like comb around for it and not getting into the fight. And so then I went all the way back to Cantlin because then I was worried I had written the coordinates down wrong.
Yeah, you lost by far the most amount of time on that chords check. But one thing I wanted to bring up that happened extremely early in the race. Do you remember getting a set of wings in the throne room and not using them?
No, and I didn't realize I had them until like 15 minutes later.
Yeah, luckily nothing really blocked out by that. So you're the only runner without keys out of the gate as a result of using your key. But you managed to find that backward path through the cave system into Tantagel and got keys the hard way.
There was some considerable rejoicing when that happened also.
Yeah, I mean, I literally, even when I found that back way in, that was early enough that I didn't clock that I had picked up the wings in Sherlock. So I never felt bad about it, because by the time my brain just went, hey, didn't you get those like at the beginning of the game? I already had keys. So I was like, well, either there'll be something in the treasury and I'll be 30 minutes behind, or there won't be.
Yeah, it didn't end up hurting you much at all, really. So there was a plus there.
Yeah, so this was a pretty interesting one. I think everybody played it pretty smartly early on, and we saw a big divergence in exploration. So on stream, we actually got to see most things in a relative quick fashion. Obviously, Cantlin being the last, being like way out past Hawksness across the south through a major swamp. That was by far the last location, but we got to see a lot on stream because of the divergence. Everything kind of came back together, and the biggest factors in the split was the token pickup princess check and those coordinates.
Yeah, Bob, I was kind of hoping on the second failed count that would lead you to the swamp to go get the princess.
Yeah, I had already checked the spike tile, and I knew it was a golem, and I was a little concerned about that. But then also at the second one, again, me not remembering that the flute isn't going to have a guardian. At that point, I was worried that I had actually written down the coordinates incorrectly. Which I didn't, but
Definitely understandable.
Yeah, that just makes it more confusing once that happens, right?
Yeah, so I mean, I gave myself a handicap build, so this is about what I expected. You know, this was just trying to have a little fun with it, so I feel fine about it. The last little bit of fun before the playoff seeds next week.
Yeah, I want to say thank you for not using the name Flute like Beta did, because the amount of times Flute opened the chest and I thought I saw the flute was mind-numbing.
So I guess Duck is a strength hit point build.
Can't remember what I think yours ultimately ended up being something similar as well. It was either strength hit point or strength agility, maybe. It was strength hit point. Thank you, chat.
Yeah, I did a test seed earlier in the week, and on my wife's birthday, and I asked her what she wanted my name to be. She said Duck, so I just kept it for this game and never really paid attention to what it was.
No, it was very nice seeing that come on the stream and seeing the names pop up there, so that was pretty cool. So any thoughts? All four of you qualified for the playoffs already. This was just kind of for seeding. Any thoughts as we plan to get into week 6 and the first round of the playoffs next week? What do we got? We have the True Chaos random % stuff going on.
I hope everybody picks troll flags. I hope that nobody does anything that makes the seed easier. I hope everybody picks something that makes it worse.
I just say random % is my absolute favorite flag set, and so I'm excited, and I am doing my best to try to figure out exactly what flags would troll everyone the most.
I just hope I'm not with Beta.
No, that's pretty awesome, and I kind of agree with Tilo for sure. I love random %; it's so fun, so I'm super excited for it as well. So, any final thoughts on this upcoming race or anything else before we talk about what we got coming up for races for the rest of the weekend?
No, just thanks everyone for doing this all the volunteers for this early morning start. Well, I guess it was late morning for some people, but yeah.
It was early morning for me. I only got 3 hours of sleep.
What Tilo said, and thank you to the volunteers. You're awesome.
And thank you all for putting on such a great race. Everyone in chat, please give them a follow. They did an excellent job today. It was a lot of fun to watch.
No, absolutely agreed. So any final thoughts from you, Stags? Let's take a look at the calendar real fast. Doesn't look like we have anything else for today at this point. We do have 2 races scheduled tomorrow, both with playoff implications. We have Group 3 with Ziggy Edge, Ryguy3745, and Big _Slamu. And then Group 5 action an hour later at 5 p.m. Eastern with Ladab, Vinicus, Silly Dabbit, and Jay Coper. So definitely tune into those. We'll have channel assignments later. Look for that Discord ping about the restreams and all of that jazz. Group 1 still slack shacking with an async race, maybe a possible vodcast at a later date and time once all those races are done.
I'm hoping for a possibility of a vodcast later today. There's another race out there waiting for
That's
one.
right. I forgot. Group 10 had to do a little bit of an async as well. So we have that one kind of chilling out there. And it's a race for who gets the #1 draft pick next year.
We were playing Dragon Warrior Randomizer Golf, so I'm curious to see the winner of that ultimately. I was in the race and I don't actually know who won because of the async, so I'm curious.
Well, very, very nice. Looks like we're going to go ahead and send it over to Ryguy. Ryguy doing some normal Saturday or Catterday type stuff, I am sure. So stay tuned with us for that. And we'll announce any of the podcast information as well. So definitely keep an eye on the announcements. But for our restreamer, Archfield Monk, and our trackers, RG365 and Shahali, my co-commentator, Stags28, I'm DK9146. Everybody, have a great afternoon.